Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Robert. You're probably watching this, you probably know who I am. And I started a Twitter and got really into Web3 and digital assets and cryptocurrency. So you probably all know about that. So I started a little talk show. Well, I'm starting a talk show. Today's my first live video. I've never done any live videos before. So please bear with me. I'd be curious to hear your comments and tell me if you feel like I did a good job explaining things. So I'm going by the Bitcoin Stylist. You can follow me on Twitter at Bitcoin Stylist. I'm going to start an Instagram handle, the Bitcoin Stylist. But for right now, I'm just going to do it on my personal account because a lot of you I've talked to about doing this show. I feel like Web3, crypto, digital assets, metaverse, all that stuff is kind of inaccessible and intimidating, just kind of like hard to wrap your head around. It doesn't feel very welcoming. These are all the things that people behind the chair, when I'm doing their hair and when I talk to friends who aren't into it, that's what they say. So my goal is to simplify and make more accessible the world of crypto, Web3, and digital assets. If you're here because you want to do deep dives, I'll have links for that. But my goal is to keep things as simple as possible. And then, so I'm going to do short videos like this one, and I'm just going to go over like Web3 terminology and lingo. And then I'm also going to have conversations with people like yourself who are curious to know, who want to come on the show and chat about it. And I also have my brother who's going to be coming back probably next month, and we'll be having conversations about it as well. So again, our goal is to simplify and make more accessible the world of crypto, Web3, and digital assets. The website is howaboutthatcrypto.com. And okay, so today's lingo is that we're going to do is blockchain. The most important piece of information on all of this crypto, Web3, digital asset stuff is understanding what blockchain is. So I figured that'd be a good place to start today. So remember, if you don't understand what it is, you need to remember distributed ledger. There are certain terminology throughout all of this that is going to help you understand all of the conversations that we have on this show. But I'm going to come back to that. Okay, so I have some notes, so I might look down and like check these notes, so just bear with me. Okay, so to keep it simple, blockchain, very, very simple. This is not for computer scientists. If you're a computer scientist, I got links for you. Check those out. If you're a finance person, check those out. But if you are somebody who wants to know more about it and feel like you don't know a lot, this is a great place to start. I want this to be like the elementary school, basically. Maybe even preschool sometimes. But don't worry, we'll get into deeper conversations and interviews and stuff. But anyway, so, okay, blockchain. What is a chain? Think of a chain like a metal link chain with oval links, okay? Like just links like that. Straight up chain, like a ship throws an anchor over the overboard and then they reel it up with that big chain. Now, okay, so you got an idea of what a chain is. A chain, each link in the chain, let's call that a block. So that's blockchain. So basically blockchain is a link of blocks connected together. They're connected together through cryptography so that they can't be broken apart. If that's good enough for you, then great. You can just kind of check out now and wait for the next video. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper into it. So if each block has, what is each block is in it? Each one is transaction data. Some other blockchains you can put other things in it, but just keep things simple. Each block has a certain amount of space. It can hold a certain amount of data, and when that data gets full, the block gets closed and it gets linked to another block and it's put in chronological order. Okay, and the benefit of this is that all right, here I'm gonna get my notes. Each block has transaction data that is left there for absolute transparent reference. Kind of like all the transactions of MasterCard were recorded in a transparent data set for anyone to look at and verify to make sure there's no funny business, it was secure, and no double spending or fraud. That is a block in a blockchain. They're strung together because each one has capacity it can hold. There is lots of technical stuff that goes on in this, so I have included some deeper dives for those of you who want more. You can check out the links in the link tree. I'll be adding more links and stuff as time goes on. Okay, let's continue. We have established that blockchain has a limited data stored in what we call blocks. They're strung together to form a chain using cryptography, or super safe, password protected, actually the most sophisticated security known to humans currently. So cryptography is essentially keys and way encrypt data. It should be just straightforward. Don't read into it too much unless you want to. Then go ahead and do a Google dive. And okay, so moving on. So data of transactions are tied together with cryptography in chronological order, and that's the blockchain. Now remember, I said distributed ledger. We just talked about the ledger part. The ledger part is all the transactions, and you can see the transactions, and they can't be changed. Once the box is closed and it's linked to another block, then that block starts filling up, and that block references the previous blocks to ensure all the transactions are accurate and there's no funny business. Okay. So the ledger is strung together with cryptography. Now, what about the distributed part? So this is really important because this is a big difference in the other data sets and cryptography and ledgers that are available to us right now. The distributed part is where the uniqueness of this ledger or storage and processing of the data to create the blockchain. So basically, this information is stored on computers all over the world, and that helps make sure that it's safe and it makes sure that it's secure. So a ledger is a list of transactions. They're put into blocks which have a certain amount of transactions. When that block gets filled, it gets capped off, and another block is created on top of it, and then that fills up with transactions. This information is spread around the whole world, so that way it keeps it secure and it keeps it safe, and no one controls it. It's completely decentralized, and it's literally the safest way to store value on the planet. I mean, there's no other way better, and it's hard for some people to wrap their head around it. But just think of the top line data like security out there. You can have a piece of that by using blockchain. You don't have to be like a government or CIA or Interpol or you don't have to be those to have this super high encryption protecting your data. Okay, now let's keep moving on. The ledgers in the blockchain are usually distributed across many different computers. This makes it so no one can defraud the network by lying about the transactions or changing it. Now, let's not go too much deeper than that. If you want to go deeper than that, there's Gary Gensler, who is currently the acting SEC chairman and he taught blockchain and Bitcoin at MIT. All of those lectures are online. They're about an hour each. I think there's 15 of them. That's where I started, and it's a lot of information. But if you're like me and you need to know a lot of information, then please click on Gary Gensler. Go check him out. He does a great job at breaking things down. Okay, so just to wrap this up, because I want these videos to be short. Very simple. Blockchain is a long list of transactions, and it's transparent transactions. Like literally, you can see every single transaction throughout all of history. So hyper transparent, and I don't know anybody who complained about transparency in financial transactions. And their data sets linked together with cryptography. So we know that cryptography are passwords and protection. And it's the best cryptography we currently have. So they're transparent financial transactions. It's the safest type of cryptography and protection on the internet. And it's spread across a bunch of computers around the world that help to ensure that your digital asset on that blockchain is secure and safe. All right. So don't worry, you can watch this over and over, and I'll include additional links. I'll be discussing blockchain a lot. You'll need to know it, and you'll just need to know it's simply a list of transactions that's spread across the world and it's safe. That's literally all you need to know, and then we can move on to our next topic. Basically, you can trust the blockchain technology to do wonderful, amazing things in the near future, and it's a network that money and information move around on. It's like the internet of digital assets. All right. And that's it for today. And at least for for my terminology, I'm gonna do another little quick thing after this. I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna do another video and talk about some news. And I'm gonna try to get up every day and do this. So bear with me, but please provide me with your feedback. I really want to hear it. And yeah, hodl on. Peace.